What is going on, everybody? Popcorn Chicken is back. If you don't know what that is, well, it is a segment from our A&R channel where we kind of talk about specifically a movie or a TV show and we break it down, analyze it, do predictions, talks, all that stuff. And it's a chance for us to be a little explicit. So if you hear an F-bomb here and there, don't be alarmed. It's our chance to loose our tongues a little bit and just kind of go with the flow. I got to bring in my fellow squadron leader, Justin, in here. There he is. Are you trying? He's very excited. That's why there's a lot of beeping going on.
Super excited.
And we're live.
We're live.
We're live. We're like, you know what? Forget the pre-recorded thing today.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Yeah. You're supposed to press it while you say it, not after before. We're still working on that, folks. But hey, it's late here for us, but it's probably early somewhere in the world.
Yeah, right? UK. What's up? How's your
shout out to the UK, United Kingdom, everybody out in Europe.
And Germany, where they're apparently going to do something on the 24th, the great reset or blackout. It's going to happen on the 24th.
Okay, that's just weird.
Do you hear about that?
No, I don't know about that. But I'm not going to get to that.
Well, no, this is top pop culture because Simpsons predicted it. So, probably going to happen.
Seriously. Hey, Cowabunga Dude's here.
Cowabunga Dude's awake.
Yes, Cowabunga Dude's awake. Hang out with us for a bit, Cowabunga Dude. We're going to talk Andor.
Have a drink?
Yeah, have a drink. I don't know if Andor is up your alley, but it is. Sure, hang out with us. We're going to be breaking down episode 1, 2, and 3. Damn, Disney dropped it right off the bat. They're like, here, have 3.
Okay. I need to rant a little bit about Disney.
Okay, you go ahead and rant
Star Wars
right now. Go.
Okay. Disney Star Wars doesn't know how to make TV. So if episode 1 just came out and then they were like, here's the premiere, here's the pilot or whatever, here's episode 1. That's a shitty first episode. But they have consistently been like, oh, here's the first 3 episodes, here's the first 2 episodes or whatever. It's annoying because there's 10 minutes of fucking credits and intros and splash screens. If they're going to put the first 3 episodes up, just make it like, here's the first pilot. It's like a mini series. It's like, here's an hour, 1 hour and a half or like hour and 45 minute episode. Here's the first thing. Because then it doesn't, then like, this was a problem. I'm not saying that it was a problem with this, but this was a problem with Obi-Wan and with Boba Fett. The pacing was just fucking garbage. So it kind of breaks up the pacing and the momentum that it has when it's just like, all right, here's the credits. The same fucking people that did the last 2, but we need to show them again. And they're like, they're almost like expecting that almost every single person isn't going to watch all 3 at the same time. Like everyone's doing that. Everyone just watched all 3 episodes. Nobody's watching one. And
we're all spoiled by the Netflix method.
Yeah, totally. So release all of it as one big thing. Because that was the annoying thing was like, oh, now I got to skip the fucking intro again. And I got to skip the credits. And but that aside, because Marvel stuff isn't like that.
No,
they put out an episode.
No, do an episode weekly, but
they do but I mean, do they put out 3 right off the bat?
As far as I know, they have only done 1 per episode.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
And usually the first episode is still pretty jam-packed.
Oh, the only time I remember they did back-to-back was the WandaVision one. They did
was that because they delayed it?
No, because they said that both of them were so slow that they had to put both of them together because fans would have been like, I had to wait a week for this second episode.
Yeah.
So and they both were in black and white as well.
Yeah.
So they were trying something new. So they wanted to get both out of the gate just to get it over with. Right. So that's the only time I remember them doing multiple episodes from a Marvel TV show.
Yeah. But yeah, the Star Wars Disney stuff, I think this would have been way more exciting and enticing.
I agree.
Been one really long
For me,
episode.
here's the thing. I don't like these half-an-hour shows.
No.
They
Also,
drive me nuts.
you get excited because you're like, oh, this one's 45 minutes, and then like 35 minutes into it, it's like episode's over. Now we're going to show you
10
people's
minutes of
names
credits.
for 10 minutes. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I always look at this timeline there and I'm like, 10 minutes of credits? Seriously?
Yeah, that's a bit
That's
excessive.
crazy.
But so the first 3 episodes, I am very, very excited for this show. It is the more mature version that I was expecting, that was teased, and everything that they showed about the mood and the feel of this show in all of the promotional material and all the trailers and all of the stuff that they put out about this, it feels exactly how I expected it. It was kind of a slow, seedy underbelly. You get to see the dirt of the rebellion and how it started. And it's definitely a lot more. There was no point, I thought, where it was Disneyized, where the fight scenes they hit hard. The people getting shot or people dying, like, they fucking showed it and they didn't hold back. In the 3rd episode, I think this is the first for Star Wars. A dude says shit. Nobody's ever said shit in Star Wars. And I was like,
You sure about
okay.
that?
I'm almost 100% positive nobody's said shit in Star Wars.
Not even Lando?
Has anyone said
I wonder if
shit
Lando
in
said
Star Wars? No. Lando's
or
never
even
said it.
what's his name?
Nope. In those episodes is the first time the word shit has ever been uttered in Star Wars history.
Hilarious.
So
I mean, some of them have been shit, but they've never said shit.
yeah, they haven't. This isn't new territory, but it's the first time it's actually been stated. But I think they've said damn and hell and whatever. But normally, yeah, they kind of use different words for that because, you know, the whatever pseudo-Christian religion isn't really a thing in the Star Wars universe, so they generally say, oh, you cut out. I can't hear you. Hey, chat, can you hear? I can't hear Elvin at all. No, something's happened with Elvin's microphone. So while he fixes that, I'm going to continue. I can't hear you, Elvin.
Well, we'll have to use this one for now.
All right.
No, it's I'm not using my microphone. It's the Logitech web mic that I'm using.
Yeah, it sounds okay.
Yeah,
but
something's going on with the Scarlet thing. It's not working well for me. It's issues. But yeah, we'll make do with what we have. It's a back microphone.
So Cassian Andor. So let's go back to Rogue One. Rogue One was a retcon of the story of getting the Death Star plans. Originally, before Disney took over, the story was that Kyle Katarn from the Dark Forces and Jedi Knight games was the one in Dark Forces 1, was the one to steal the Death Star plans originally. Then that was retconned. I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of sad, but you know, I love those games and they were great stories and wonderful, wonderful games. Some of the best lightsaber combats in a video game, period, in the later games. But then Cassian Andor showed up, and this was a new character, and it was like, okay, this is a very good kind of rogue-esque character, different enough from the Han Solo archetype, which has been done to death. And it was, there were a couple like little things of just like, oh, he's in Rogue One, he had a jacket that was kind of similar to Kyle Katarn's, and it was like, oh, that's cool, whatever. But it was always just like a small little, maybe like a head nod at most. There was never any references or whatever. But in Andor, they have full on just like, here's a bunch of Kyle Katarn and Jedi Knight references. He the ship that he has, that he flies around, looks ridiculously similar to the Moldy Crow, which was Kyle Katarn's ship. Let me find actually the ship in Andor. Andor ship.
Well, while you're looking for that, I do want to mention that the show for me, like, I'm not a huge fan of the underbelly, the political side of things, but I understand that it's a story and it should be told. And for me, it's like Star Wars is always Jedi's and Sith and all that stuff. That's the bread and butter for it. So I wasn't so like excited for this. Like a lot of people, there's people that had a buzz for it, right? The buzz that I had, the thing that I was excited for was Diego Luna. I think he kills it as an actor. In Narcos, he was fantastic in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he was great in there. So I'm a huge fan of him and his acting. He's one of these up and coming actors that are just really killing it.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching it because of him. And I got to tell you, like 1, 2, and 3, his acting, all 3 episodes have been so really, really solid. So he's going to save this show from any criticism, I think.
I think every main character or every person that kind of shows up was perfect. There was no one that, like, the writing, directing, and the acting from each main person, I think was fucking spot on. Even the bad guy, the like local police guy, was done perfectly. I think.
Are they police? Why are they wearing that ridiculous outfit?
So actually, that's another reference to some extended universe stuff. And I don't know if this has been brought back into canon, but there was in like all the Star Wars games, a corporation called Zerka Corporation who oversees a lot of like mining operations and probably slave trading and stuff like that. So I think it's kind of like similar to that, where it's just like a small municipal local police force that is a subsidiary of the Empire, which is just like, these are small places that we don't give a shit about, so we're not actually going to waste money there.
No stormtroopers.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're not going to waste money there. Yeah, so you guys deal with it.
Let the local police handle it.
Exactly. So it's just like a local police force. But like, so like first episodes, he goes to like the red light district, tries to find his sister, gets into a fight with a couple local cops, accidentally kills one, and then when the other guy realizes that he's dead, starts like begging for his life, and you see like this turmoil and just like quick thinking of just like okay, and just shoots him in the head. And that was something I really wanted to have kept intact, that brutality that we saw in Rogue One, where Andor goes to meet an informant, and then things start to heat up. The informant's like got a bum leg or something and is going to slow him down, so he just fucking kills him and then escapes. And it was just like, I was really hoping that Disney didn't castrate Andor like they had Boba Fett or a lot of characters, where they're like, oh, now we're doing the TV show, but he's a good guy, he needs to be a good role model. It's just like, yeah, well, it's a fucking war, not everyone is like a saint. And they absolutely maintained that so far.
Yeah, if they PG-13 this guy, I'm out.
Exactly, 100%. Oh, I was expecting that.
Like, instead of punching somebody, he gives them a pat in the back. See you later. I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't want to see this.
So far, they have not done that. And I think to their credit, if I'm not mistaken, the director of the first 3 episodes was one of the same producers, at least,
Rogue
or
One, yep.
writers as Rogue One. So
And did
their
you know?
integrity is still, they want to withhold the same feel and integrity of Rogue One.
Did you also know that Disney has greenlit that guy to do more expanded stories and stuff?
Good. Like
So
these
him
first 3
and
episodes.
Diego Luna is going to be executive producer.
Yes, but he's done playing Andor after this series.
Yeah, no, obviously
I've heard that.
But
he fucking dies. But
there's talks that the two of them working on more stories on Star Wars.
Yeah, which is great because again, pacing aside,
but do we
episode to episode, as a single unit, these 3 episodes, I was very happy with how this turned out. And this is the first, and so there's 9 episodes.
12.
Each 12 episodes. And
is
each 3 episodes, it's a multiple of 3. I can't remember. It's either 9 or 12. But it's each 3 episodes is going to be, here's this one story, and then they're going to jump ahead in time. Here's this other story. There were flashbacks in these 3 episodes that didn't fucking piss me off. I didn't want them to just be their own episode. It slowed down a little bit when it got to the flashbacks, but I thought they were necessary, and by the end told a really good story. They didn't detract from the main story, unlike Boba Fett, where I was just like, okay, you just are cock teasing me now, because some cool shit was about to happen, and now I got to go back to this. Like, again, pacing. But like this was, you see Andor as a kid. I also thought what was really cool was the whole time that you see the flashbacks as he's a kid, there was no subtitles, no English, which is a huge point to credit the direction and the actors, because there was, I don't know, a good half hour of scenes where I understood exactly what was happening and what people were thinking and trying to say, even though they weren't speaking English. And the acting of the young actors was very well executed, so I knew what was going on and wasn't like, I wonder what they mean. It was very also a good representation of it's
finally about time, like it is 12 episodes. I just verified it right now. I don't know why, if you're gonna get us to subscribe to this Disney Plus service, you gotta give more than 6 episodes for shows. It's not, unless they're an hour long.
Totally.
Then do 6. But if they're 30 minutes, don't give me the 6 episodes garbage.
Yeah.
What the hell are you going to develop in 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Right? And that's what's happening with She-Hulk right now. Like, that show is suffering on many fronts, but one of them is the length of time they're given to the show, and it's not developing anybody, and including the main character. But yeah, going back to this, like, I agree with you on all fronts of this. For me, I really am going to try to like this show because, like I said, Diego Luna and all that stuff. My issue with this is, do I care enough of the underbelly? Do I care about the political movements? Do I care about the planet he came from? Because what does that planet mean to me? Nothing. I've never seen in any of the major movies. There was no inkling of it, as far as I know. That show, that planet made a difference. And then also knowing the ending, the outcome of it already, of what's going to happen to him and everybody that he gets together with. I don't know. Like, I don't like something that I already know the ending of. I want to be surprised.
Right? I had the same thought process going into Rogue One. I went into that movie. I was like, I know everyone dies, and now they're retconning the Kyle Katarn story. So I already kind of went in with low expectations. And then by the end of it, they didn't shoehorn weird romance things. They did a powerful female main character well. They didn't go to any tropes or like they didn't like try and force feed anything. It was just very good acting, very good writing, very good direction, and compelling story. And a lot of fucking character development in a movie, and that show, I will probably, apart from the importance of the original trilogy, I think Rogue One's probably my favorite Star Wars movie. And introducing a cool rogue character like Cassian, and then saying, "Oh, we're gonna do some like backstory shit." I was like, "Cool," as long as he's the same, and we don't do like a Leia thing of just like, "Oh, remember this? She was like this, and she was 5." It's just like, that's not how kids are. Fuck off. But like, you see him as a scared boy in a small village, and then you see how the Empire, or I guess they were the CIS or the Separatists of this. No. This was the clones, or right after. Anyway. Oh, also on the first episode, when you see after the intro splash screen, you get a date. It goes 5 BBY before the Battle of Yavin. So this is I think the first time that they, apart from the original trilogy, give you a specific date of when this shit's happening. They've always just kind of been like, it's maybe 5 or 10 years before this, or a couple of years or whatever. So they just straight up are just like, this is the year that this shit's happening. So you get a good roadmap of that. And yeah, the flashbacks were all really cool. They were suspenseful, very well done. And it was by the end of the flashbacks, you get to see, it tells a huge story of like how he got to this place. And it wasn't super drawn out. You were just like, here's where he grew up. He had a sister. He's been looking for her. He had a family. He had whatever. Imperial stuff. Fucking killed people in front of him. He got pissed off. Went into smash shit. This nice lady rescued him. There you go. You're like, I now know everything I need to know about his upbringing. And I thought that it was very well executed. Wasn't drawn out. Didn't annoy me when a flashback started. And then you see all the characters that are related to that. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. You didn't wait till episode 12 to fucking tell me this. You just told me when it was pertinent and when it's needed. So now I have everything I need to know to go on. Perfect. I know all the things. And
okay, well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
He's been on that planet for a while because he was a boy when he was taken from his home, right?
Right.
And my question to you is, why is he looking for his sister now? It's gone at least, I would say, at least 7 years.
10. Yeah.
7,
like
10 years. Okay, let's say 10.
Sure.
Worst, he's been gone from that planet for a decade. Why is he looking for his sister now?
Well, let's not assume that this is the first time that he's done it. And also,
I'm watching it like it is the first time because
Sure.
that's what they're showing me, right?
Sure.
Like they haven't, in the 3 episodes, they never talked about him for a long time looking for. So there was no mention of him exhausted in trying to search back his home and where his sister is. There's no even mention of, like, the sister came on the planet though, did she not?
No,
because he went to that bar and was asking for this girl. Remember, wasn't that her sister or his sister?
Possibly. That's why he asked her name. So this is just a lead that he got. He heard that there was a girl from this planet.
By the way, what's up to Action Figure Puncher? Hey yo.
This is just a lead that he heard that there was a girl from the planet that he used to live in. And also
but it was not his sister though.
He doesn't know. He just said, he was like, what's her name? Like, all he knows is he's heard that there's a girl working at this club who is from this planet. So he just went there looking for information. Also, he's been laying low for however long because the Empire is like, oh, this place is quarantined, and he's gone to prison too. We learned that a few times. So he's been in and out of Imperial jail for just like fucking shit up. He hates the Empire. He's been laying low and also learning a language and like adjusting to not tribe life. So that would take a couple years.
When he was talking to the host there, he said, my sister, something.
Yeah, well, yeah, because she was asking, are you a boyfriend, husband? Why are you looking for this girl? Because she was like, who are you? Why are you looking for this girl specifically? And he was just like, I'm looking for my sister. So that was just like...
So he's looking for a sister, but not saying that is her sister.
Yeah, that's why he said, what's her name?
Do you think it's a lie? Do Do you think it's just a lie? He doesn't.
No,
really,
I think.
he's not really looking for a sister. He's not looking for anybody from that planet.
I mean, probably both. Because I mean, he got taken away from that and doesn't know if any of them are alive. So obviously, his main priority is finding his sister. But if he finds anyone else that used to be homies with there, then obviously that would be beneficial. But
I'm just wondering what is the point of it. Oh, they look like they live a primitive life, and
Yeah.
if you're taken from there and you've moved on, like for me, I just look at it as like, what is the point of you trying to trace back? Like, why can't you just ask the person that took you from that planet to take you back to that planet? You
because
have a
it's quarantined.
spaceship.
No, they've already talked about it. The entire planet's locked down and is under Imperial control. They talked about that it's a quarantined, like poisonous, like you can't go to that planet.
Oh yeah, because they all turned yellowish and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But,
like
okay, why did he not and everybody else not in that group?
well,
Like,
I think
when
it
they
was
went there.
the ship that crashed got, I don't know. So I get, we'll learn about this later probably, but like all we saw was they did a pretty good job explaining it, I thought too, because right when like they all have gas masks and they're all yellow, you're like, well, why aren't the kids dying or whatever? And then later, when what's her name is looking, the old lady looting the place, they had the droid and they were like, oh, the gas is cleared. You can take off your mask. So like maybe they were experimenting on like some
genetically
new
experimenting on that planet or something.
or that ship.
They're gonna be a bunch of rancors running around.
Or rat ghouls. Actually, it would probably be rat ghouls.
There you go.
And so they were doing like some bioweapons experiment and it went wrong, and that's why the ship blew up, because that was an Imperial ship. So
yes.
And also the guy who just like wakes up immediately starts shooting people. So that was again very well executed, of just like, this is why he hates the Empire. And it wasn't like one thing happened, he was just like, no, first one he saw fucking shot his friend, and then they blow darted him to death. Just so there was another thing that I wanted. So the problem that Star Wars has with bad guys is just shoehorning in, this guy's the bad guy because he's the bad guy. And you're like, I don't fucking care. This bad guy, I love him. He comes in, they're a small police force. We'll call him, I don't remember what the actual.
Absolutely pissed me off.
But in a good way. So
he was just he's one of those, you know what he reminds me of? One of those goody two shoes officers. Like, you know, those pencil pushing, I'm gonna shine my boot and love my job. I cannot stand people like that who
absolutely
hate their job.
And he's the Dwight Schrute, or the fucking, like, he wants order, and he wants to do a good job so that his superiors liked him.
We don't know who this gentleman is, but thanks for joining us, D-Me. Out of curiosity, were you too hyped for this show, or just like, nah, it's Star Wars, I'll check it out? Well, D-Me, thank you for dropping by. We really appreciate you. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, you random person.
Yeah, you're random. I have no idea. I know Justin was excited because Justin says Rogue One, and I quote,
Hold on.
the best Star Wars movie of all
it's
time.
my favorite Star Wars movie to watch.
Oh, your favorite, sorry, but not the best Star Wars movie.
No. I know that the original trilogy is like,
because you will get ripped apart if you say.
I'm not saying it's better than the original trilogy. It's just of all the Star Wars movies, if I am to rewatch one, I will watch Rogue One, because that is the most rewarding story and movie to watch as one as one movie. I'm gonna go to a beer. 1 second.
Yeah. While you get your beer, I do want to mention to anybody who's listening for the first time to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We do cool things like all this all the time. Popcorn Chicken it's a fun segment that we do. We just go off on a tangent about a show or a movie.
Who the fuck said I'm having fun?
And we get to swear like Justin, he loves that. And apparently, I look like a giant chicken with legs underneath me, the way the placement is. And also go to our social media, A&R Universe, and message us and send us cool shit. Tag us. I don't care. We would love to engage and chat with people from all walks of life. And let us know if you're listening to us from another part of the world besides North America. I cannot wait to hear from people around the world. We looked at our podcast data and it was showing people listening in New Zealand, Australia, Ireland, all kinds of places. So, come say hi to us or message us if it's not in the same time zone and you're sleeping.
For all the New Zealand, for all the Kiwis and all the Australians, how you going, cunt?
He did not mean that at all.
That's an endearing term, and you're damn right. I meant every word.
It's not endearing.
It is. I didn't say it with a Western accent. That's when it's abrasive and a bad word.
Oh, okay. Getting back to this.
Wait, I got to answer D, the random commenter D. I was apprehensive.
Not like D as our member of A&R.
No.
D me. Totally different person.
Totally different person. I was apprehensive. I was very excited that Cassian Andor was getting a show. I was like, oh, he's kind of becoming a new Kyle Katarn, which is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. I love Diego Luna and I love Rogue One, but I'm fucking pissed off at Disney for shitting the bed with stories. So I was like, I'll watch it, but I don't have high hopes. I'm expecting them to fuck something up.
I have a feeling something will go wrong. I'm telling you right now.
I don't know. Next few episodes we get Mon Mothma
this female
and
girl
Jimmy
that's
Smits.
in here, and then I don't know what this female girl is supposed to be doing in this show.
She's the
she annoys
Empire
me. She
person.
really annoys me in this show.
His coworker,
whoever she is.
She like the contact for.
Yeah. She's really annoying.
I think she's fucking great.
We'll
get to her in a bit.
I mean, first of all, she's wearing Goku's gi, right?
Now that you've mentioned that, I can't unsee it. Pull up her costume.
Do you have it? I don't have a picture. I don't have it.
Okay, I'll find it. What's her name?
Goku's sister.
Goku's sister. So, okay, the cop guy, right off the bat, when he's talking to like the manager or whatever, his supervisor.
Oh, I got the picture.
Okay, pull it up.
I'll pull it up. Oh wait, hold
on. So he's talking to his supervisor who's about to go on vacation. And they're talking about the two officers that just got killed. And he's standing there super at attention and super proper. And the guy who's just like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go on vacation, fucking deal with this. and the fact that he like just a small comment of just like, did you modify your uniform? And he's just like, yeah, I had it.
So there it is right there.
Yeah, that's absolute Dragon Ball Z shit, and I can't unsee it.
Oh man!
But I mean, that's yeah. I thought all the costumes were great, and also too. So one small note: they didn't use the big blue screen orb projector thing. They were like, no, fuck that. We're going to real locations. We're building real sets. We're doing
everything
practical.
I definitely want to talk about that because it felt very authentic. It felt like a city. It felt like a rundown neighborhood. Like there was no shiny to it. There's no clean. It's dirty. It's raining. It's wet. It's trashy and dated.
There were no Power Rangers.
Yeah, there were no shiny bikes that people were riding around town in.
No. I thought the artistic direction was fucking phenomenal. The cops.
It felt like a coal town.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're like workers in the coal mine and stuff.
Yeah, and they've done a lot of in like Jedi Fallen Order.
Ooh, we have a little bit of a Andor. Don't you be playing with me like that. 78 points. You better bring it because I'm gonna buy it. Don't you be playing with me like that.
There's a lot of for someone like that. There's a lot of reference material in this show. But I want to talk about the cop guy for a while.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Star Wars has had a fucking bad track record with doing bad guys, and this guy is, yes, annoying, but intentionally, and I think done perfectly. He's the already sketching. He's the teacher's pet. He's the cop who is sucking up to the Empire because he's like, oh, the Empire tasked us with maintaining order, and I want to be good for Daddy, and he's doing that so well. And also too,
he's a very punchable person.
Oh, he's absolutely 100%.
Which is I guess that's the whole point of it, right?
He's a fucking narc.
Yeah.
Like
it's like
100%.
You want to punch this guy in the face.
But also too, it's not disingenuous. He's not just being like that for no reason. His comrades died. 2 people were murdered in cold blood by a random guy, and he wants to find justice. And he is now thrust into this position because his boss is on vacation. So he's just like, you deal with this. I have a.
But the boss does make a good point, though. The boss, those 2 probably got what they deserved.
Absolutely, he's like,
because he knew.
Yeah, he's like, I've got I have a review in a couple weeks. These guys were at a brothel, which is illegal, spending money that they can't afford.
Are you talking about Justin, or are you talking about the? Oh, that was served up in a platter.
Wait, where's my air horn? Fuck. Wait.
Oh man. 78 points. If you're gonna make a diorama of that, if you're gonna make a diorama of that, try to make one that is like an extension. I know you do the DTOF sizes, but if you can make it a little bit bigger or have an option of an extension, I'll be all over it because I need a bigger background. Like I need something a little bit bigger because I want to put more characters in the background. Maybe you can make it a special one for me. I'll pay extra, a little extension on it. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, like
he's thrust into that. He wants justice. He wants to do a good job. He wants to impress his superiors. He wants a promotion.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's like in the line of duty, and he just wants to do the right thing. And he's justified in everything that he's doing. He's justified. So you get that you kind of you absolutely understand where he's coming from, and you understand his intentions and his motivation. There's no point where you're just like, aw.
I know. This dude is awesome.
There's no point where you're like, yeah. There's no point where there's no point where you're like, why is he doing that? Oh, I guess he's just a bad guy. Every choice, every decision that he does, while sometimes he's going over somebody's head or behind somebody's back that is above him, you're like, oh, I understand. This is a career move. And like everything he's doing is justified and makes sense. Mm-hmm. So while yes, he is annoying and he is the antagonist, the entire time you're just like, yeah, no, this guy makes sense and everything he's doing checks out. And this is a good so he gets the task force together. They kind of manage to find out also how they find out about Andor is not out of the blue. Totally makes sense. The lines that the dots that they connect is great. They're not just like, I found him. They're just like, oh, okay, what about this? No. Hey, what about this guy? Okay, it's a lead. Let's look into it. Oh shit. Okay. Then they bring in the girl and like, everything makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no plot hole that annoyed the fuck out of me about that. Then they bring in like this extra guy, and I want to. This is also such a niche kind of reference.
Shout out to Blue Ramen Noodles.
Great food.
I wanted. I wanted to buy a restaurant.
Yeah, they're having blue takeaway ramen noodles.
We need that.
Yeah.
I bet you they'll have it at the Disney Star Wars area, and they'll charge you like $50 for a bowl.
Yeah. So okay, I need to find a picture of the cop guy.
I'm always anxious. Some Power Rangers kids on shiny Vespas are gonna turn up. Oh man, I hope I don't see ever that Vespa scene. I never want to see it anywhere else. Like I don't want to see nothing. Like just get that out of my rear view. Let's get it out. I don't want to see that.
Andor. What are they called? Just cops. Okay,
Local
this will
police
do.
department.
Yeah, this will do. Okay, so the Old Republic, right?
Yeah.
The let's maybe find a different picture that isn't just staring at a butt. It's a good butt though. But so the Old Republic, the character models, they had like super skinny, jacked, and then just like Lego weird proportion, just like wide linebacker dude. And that's what the big boys in the Old Republic looked like.
Jesus, he's a big boy.
But this guy is that exact proportion. He's that like wide linebacker. And it was like, I don't know if that was intentional, but it was cool that it was just like, I've seen these proportions in Star Wars before, and it's cool to see it in live action. I don't know if anyone intentionally did this, but it was just a little side thing that I noticed that it was like, that's cool. The ships that they come in, that the cops come in with their strike force, they're repurposed clone trooper
deployment, right?
strike crafts. So that was fucking cool. I thought all of those characters, and also the main cop guy, him going to do the speech and just fucking it up because he's
how hilarious was that?
It was great. He like tried so hard.
Yeah.
But in the end, it didn't even matter.
Nobody cared.
But yeah,
I mean, they clapped because they had to, but nobody cared.
Yeah. And then they get there. Oh, and then the Scottish guy sells out. I thought that was a good. How Andor got found was because the girl that he's friends with, her side piece, whatever, sees him at a bar after she's been sneaking out, and then he's just like drunk, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna say that Andor's here." So that's how they find him out, because of some jealous white dude. That's totally plausible.
But here's the thing: this is why I didn't like the female characters. She goes to him after she finds out. She goes to him. You told them something I told. Like, why does she need to tell this guy a top secret? It's her fault for spreading it out to random people, right? That's what really annoyed me about her as a character. Is like, you were given a top secret.
It wasn't necessarily top secret. It was just,
well, it's his life on the line if people find out.
Now it is. Now that he killed fucking 2 cops. It wasn't 3 days ago. It was just, yeah, that's where I'm originally from. Maybe like he wasn't wanted.
No, but the surrogate mother, if you want to call it that,
sure,
said to him like, nobody knows about this.
Yeah,
but she wanted to keep it a secret for a
while. Well, because she's a smuggler and a thief.
So I think that's why she wanted to keep it a secret.
Yeah, but it wasn't like super imperative, and obviously they became friends, and she knew about that and whatever. Then she's a snitch. She's a snitch. No, she's just someone in love. She's just getting some good dick and just let out one piece of information they shouldn't have. Everyone does it. She
messed it all up.
Yeah,
she got the dude killed.
Totally, and then he gets fucking shot. The Scottish dude, and
vengeance
again. So they did this scene in Obi-Wan where what's her name? The Underground Railroad lady who's like helping them find new places. She gets killed. And then they do 10-30 seconds of slow-mo on her getting shot. And you're like, I don't care. Because they're like, oh no, she died. And it's like, yeah.
It's just like that dude that died while they were doing that escape with Leia under his trench coat. That dude dies in the plane, and they have a huge
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like, who the hell was? Nobody
Yeah,
cared.
they're like, oh, this guy died, and you're like, who the fuck is that? But like this guy, he gets shot, and you're like, oh shit, and then she freaks out, and you're like, oh, okay, this has gravity. I care. Then they go on to something else. They give it the correct amount of brevity. They give it the correct amount of screen time. Where I go, hey, this is important. Isn't this sad? And you go, yeah, it is. And they go, okay, next, and they move on. They don't zoom in.
Move on.
And they go, hey, this sucks, and you're like, oh fuck, and then they go, okay, next, and you're like, all right, cool, next thing. The pacing, I think, overall was great. Then we get to the Elder Skarsgård. What's his actual name?
I love this guy's acting.
Skarsgård. He's the dad of like.
There's always daddy issues in Star Wars. Is it not?
Stellan Skarsgård.
He's a good actor.
He is. He's a fucking phenomenal actor. So there's Stellan Skarsgård, then there's obviously Bill Skarsgård, there's Gustav Skarsgård, and then Alexander Skarsgård. And then anyway, so he comes in, and then there's the Cassian's got this fucking thing that he stole. Everyone's seen this bit where he's talking about, oh, they're so fat and so confident, and how could they imagine that I would just walk in?
That was a great
that's a good line.
Good minute or two in the show.
Oh, them just
that was probably my favorite part. Even though I seen it before, it was probably one of, because he's right. The Empire doesn't give a you know what about these
shit. You can say shit. They said it in Star Wars. It's okay now. They said
the
shit.
Empire doesn't give a shit about this pathetic planet and anybody that encompasses it.
Yeah, it's just overconfident, and they're like, "We're the Empire. Who's gonna fuck with us?"
Yeah,
and
we don't even have stormtroopers for you guys because we don't even give a shit. That's how bad we don't give a shit about you guys.
Yeah,
exactly. Didn't even deploy a single stormtrooper to your planet.
We'll get the fucking VPD.
The guys that can't even shoot the broadside of a barn. We even deploy them to you guys.
Yeah. So then he sets up a meeting with the Skarsgård, and hello, Omar.
Omar was asking me when Popcorn Chicken was coming back because he missed it. Well, here it is, baby.
We're back. And so then another Kyle Katarn reference. Andor uses, I don't know if this is confirmed.
I need this gun to be backed by HasLab.
Kyle Katarn.
But it has to be a working gun. Like we could actually shoot things.
Yeah. Kyle Katarn uses what's called a Briar pistol in all the games. And there were two modes. There was a single fire and then a charge shot. And he does a thing and it flips around, which makes me think that he probably has two shooting modes. So there's like another extra little like side thing of just like, hey, we don't want to bring back Kyle Katarn, and Diego Luna's fucking sick. So he's kind of the new Kyle Katarn, which I am so excited about. Except, actually, no, so the thing with Star Wars for a while, before Disney took over it, with all the Star Wars games and everything, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of Jedi. I'm tired of fucking space wizards and lightsabers. I want Star Wars stories.
You be tired of space wizards?
They're awesome. They're cool, but they're just like the Catholics of Star Wars. And it's like, I fucking want to hear about other cool shit. I want to hear about the seedy underbelly. I want to hear about the underworld. I want to hear about the gangs and swoop gangs and cool shit. And Kyle Katarn was that. Then he turned into a Jedi, and then he took over Luke's. He took over the Massassi Temple and Luke's new Jedi fucking club. But anyway, obviously that's not going to happen because he fucking dies. But I think they've taken all of the coolest parts of and my favorite parts of Kyle Katarn, and they've just blended it into this awesome new character. And so far, they're absolutely doing it justice. But So he used the Briar pistol. Then he hangs out with what's his name, Stellan Skarsgård, and then you see his first like, hey, don't you want to kill these bastards for real? And there's like a couple things about just like, oh yeah, you don't want to get caught with that. And he's like, oh yeah, they'd hang me in the streets. Did that happen to your father? And then you're like, oh shit, there's a dad. Actually, you're right. Yeah, there's always daddy issues. So there's some underlying daddy issues that we get to learn about maybe at some point. And then the big shootout happens. Cassian gets shot, and he's just like, fuck you, I'll go anyway. And then they escape. Stellan has some really cool badass things where it's just like he walks in and he pulls out a thing and he's just like, wait, what are you doing? He's like, rule number 1, always make your exits. I lined this fucking place with explosives. And he's like, oh, okay, cool. Then they do a shootout.
Pretty badass.
The fight scene was great. Then they escape. Then they're scrambling. There's a bunch of cool all the villagers doing the like banging on shit to intimidate them. And then they stop. And then his friend who works in the scrapyard ties the big cable tie to the ship. And like you just kind of see this camaraderie of the people, the locals. And then everything goes to shit for the
instead
cops.
of pitchforks and knives and flaming
torches,
they just was quietly going around and sabotaging things and making things difficult for them.
Yep.
They weren't directly in their way, but they were in their way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was like, I didn't care about the banging the pot stuff. I thought that was kind of funny.
But it was cool though. The old lady being like, yeah, it only gets worse when the noise stops. And they're like, what happens when it stops? And she's just like,
she was good. She was really good at like,
yeah, she was a fucking badass.
Yeah, she's like painting this grim picture. Like, you guys have no idea how rough this town is and what we do to you guys.
Yep. And it wasn't like they didn't over explain. Oh no, I've lost my light. They didn't over explain things.
I think you're better this way anyways. Yeah, it's fine. I don't have any issues with it.
Hold on, let me bump.
I mean, at least your mic works.
Yeah, that's true. There, I'll bump up my ISO.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
They didn't over explain things. The mood was consistent throughout everything. And also too, this kind of shows how the Empire gets involved, because the cop guy, he was just like, I can deal with this. I need to find justice for these two comrades. And then they go to do it, and then shit goes wrong. And then they go, oh fuck. So now his boss is going to come back and be like,
oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? I thought I told you to bury this.
I went on vacation at Coruscant for 2 weeks, and I come back and you got more people killed?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
So now he's going to have his review, and that's when the Empire is going to get involved, because they're like, all right, well, shit's going down, so you can't clearly handle this. So it's a good setup. It's so far, I think, a great start to a show.
I think Hasbro's clamoring to make that droid figure.
Oh, the 2B emo or whatever.
Every show's got a
emo
droid somewhere, right?
I don't give a fuck about that droid.
Really?
At all. They already have a weird, like, borderline autistic droid, and his name is Dio. No, thank you. No, thank you. And now this one, they're just like, oh, we're going to give this one a quirky personality. And it's just like, I
like this one. I like this one.
It looks too Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very Star Wars to me.
I can see that. Yeah, because it's square. That's why. You're used to everything being cylinder and circles.
No, Gonk droids are fucking dope.
I like this guy. I think he's cool.
I'm not mad about him, but like, that was the most Disney thing in this.
Oh,
they
you
kind of
know, toys have to be sold. You know that.
no, absolutely. But this was the
Yeah.
most like, isn't this guy cool? He's so quirky, and it's like, fuck off.
They're gonna sell him alone in a package for like
Totally.
$40, easy.
I'll still display him. Like, but like, I
And
wasn't like, oh
and
my god, he's so
Cassian's
cool.
gonna have a different look, which he already has in this show. So now I have to buy another one.
Also, the music. So the music in Obi-Wan, nobody gave a shit about. The music in
It wasn't just the music; it was the actual show.
yeah, but the music in Boba Fett, was the intro was cool. Then they fucking made a borderline cringe outro for the last episode where it was just like Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, ba. And it was fucking stupid. The music in this was great. I remember songs. I remember riffs. They also had live drums, which is, I think, the first time that they've really done that. They had a drummer doing some fucking cool drum beat while to the beat of Andor walking, and he was just walking through a crowd like a badass. Also, every time Cassian was walking through a crowd and just like the kind of shifty, just like looking behind his shoulder, he the entire time you understood he's seen some shit and he's got a difficult life. And also him running into his friend who he owed money to, and then how he handled the second run in where like his friend runs into him again and it's just like, yo, you owe me money, and then that big fucking oaf right behind him, and he looks and he's like,
Yeah,
did he set you up to this? And he's just like, no. And he's like, no. And he's like, no, I'm talking to you. And he's like, did he set you up this? And he's like, he just said I had to stand
that
here.
scene too. Yeah,
like, yeah, that was clever. It was funny.
Hasbro making the figure of that for sure.
But like those kind of interactions is they didn't do the Han Solo, oh, I'm sexy and suave and smooth talk or whatever. It was similar, but it wasn't the same archetype. It was definitely a much more dry version of that, where there was some comedy. Like he had good delivery and it was like clever and witty, but it wasn't the Han Solo and what's the
it wasn't
fly now?
It wasn't the overtop comic board.
What's the fucking guy's name? Who was Moon Knight?
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac. Yeah, his character, like Oscar Isaac's character was just like, oh, I'm doing the Han Solo thing where I'm witty and funny and cute and whatever. They didn't do to the same degree. It was differential enough from that archetype that they've done to death. And in these types of situations where they could have fucking Disneyed the shit out of it and just been like, oh, here's a slapstick funny bit, and it was like, it was witty. It was witty writing without being out of context of the rest of the show. It still had the same feel, and it didn't pull you out of it because they're like, wow, we need to make a joke here.
I wonder if the writing and the direction they're taking this and the way they're, putting forth these, because this is season 1 of 2. They said they're going to do 2 seasons, right? I wonder, because we already have the end, I wonder if this is a lot easier to do because we already have the end.
Possibly, yeah. Because now they're not going like, we have to kind of write this open-ended in case this gets greenlit, because maybe they'll put him in a movie, maybe they'll do this.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just like, motherfucker dies in the end. Like, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it so open-ended. We have a beginning and an end. So now we just need to have fun and do the best job of writing the middle.
We just have to entertain to the end, right?
Yeah.
And not go off script, not go into a different direction that nobody thinks, people are going to get surprised. Yeah. I think because the ending is already done for them, I truly believe that it's a lot easier to write. Obviously, I'm saying this because as a viewer, but not as a writer. I mean, I'm sure the writing, speaking of it, it is good. It is. It's really well balanced, right? It's trying to give. It's not trying to complicate things, but it's trying to give you different perspectives and to sew that story together, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the
again,
things
it's not over explaining things, which I really
exactly.
appreciate.
One of the things I love about this so far is it doesn't have too many stories all over the place. Like not every scene is a different storyline.
They got 2,
right? Yeah,
but I think that's also
exactly.
I think that's also a credit to them also announcing this before, where they're like, we're going to do 3 episodes. Each episode is its own story. And then the next 3 episodes, we're going to jump ahead. It's going to be a different director. And that's going to be another chunk of like, here's these 2 years or a year or whatever. Then the next 3 episodes. So essentially, they are doing multiple miniseries, which has been my main complaint with, apart from Mandalorian, all of the Star Wars content that's been going out. It's just like, this should either be a movie or be a miniseries.
Yeah.
This either it's too drawn out or it's not enough. Like, this seems like a good happy medium where they are disconnecting each bit, because like if this was going to be a full all through 12 episode thing, guaranteed they would have an issue with just like starting random storylines and be like, oh, this will be important in fucking 4 episodes, and you're like, I don't care about this. And then last episode they go, here's a bunch of information, now you care, and you're like, I should have had this fucking 5 hours ago.
Yeah, thanks for dragging me along for about 8 episodes before you dropped this on me.
Thanks for forcing a new group of people that I don't fucking care about, and now at the very end you go, hey,
they're important to us.
They're important, and you're like, fuck.
Speaking of the new people that were introduced, of all the new people that we got introduced, new people I'm talking about here, which one did you like the most? Who did you like the most that you just got introduced for the first time?
Quick, let's introduce Reva.
Please don't do that.
See, that's the thing. Like that Reva could have done well. There were so many bits that were just like, I understand why she is going through this struggle, but because you didn't explain it to the end, I fucking didn't like any of it. And then at the end, I'm just like, oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but this would have been great information in the beginning. Or the fucking Power Rangers. Here they are, episode 3. Boba Fett likes them. Why? Don't worry about it. He likes them. Okay. And then last episode, oh, by the way, they helped him and took them under his wing and saved his friend. Well, fuck, that would have been nice to know.
Yeah, I know.
But so yeah, all the new characters.
Of the new characters, who do you like?
Of the new characters, I'm really interested in the cop and the Zerk. I'm just going to keep calling them the Zerka Corporation. I love their costume. Well, that was their name in the Old Republic and Knights of the Old Republic and stuff. That was the local police force. I don't remember what this Power Rangers. Fuck. And I get the Power Rangers. I get the reference
on this show. Anything goes, so we can say what everybody says here. Boba wants to ride the main girl like a Rancor.
Yeah, she was cute,
buddy. You know it.
So was the guy with the eye. He was cute too. I'll take either one. It's fine.
Okay, so who did you say again? We got distracted with all these chats here about Power Rangers and Rancors.
The old lady was cool.
She was pretty cool.
I would say his friend, I want to say New Zealand guy.
New Zealand guy.
He was either New Zealand or
you mean Cassian's friend?
Cassie, yeah, the one that he just
the
shows
guy
up.
With the worst in the coal.
Yeah, because he just shows up and he's just like,
I was gonna say that too.
What did you do last night? And he's like, oh, I just did this. He's like, no, I showed up. We wanted to go to this bar. They didn't have this, and it was too expensive. So then we went to your house and we drank this. And he was like, well, I was really offended by your choice in drinks. So then we did this and we argued. Now you're coming here to apologize to me. I accept your apology.
He had the least amount of screen time, but he's so likable.
He was great. I thought that was a very good
Yeah, he was
introduction
just
to a
good friend.
here's a longtime old friend,
Yeah.
and done very quickly, but immediately you're just like, oh, these guys are old homies. He's got his
Yeah.
back. He's a
He
ride or
had
die.
his back
He's
from
he's
right
the
away.
motherfucker you call up and be like,
Yeah.
I need help burying this
Yeah.
thing, and he's like, all right, I'll
Like
bring
you
the
can
shovel.
see him putting a giant wrench over his shoulder and coming to your house and helping you out, right? Like,
Absolutely.
where's the bad guy? Let me start swinging.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'll bring the shovel. I'll bring the bat. Like he's a fucking homie. I thought, and then like
I'm literally sketching the triangle, circle, dwarf.
atta
Attaboy.
dude,
Attaboy.
when
Attaboy.
when
You already
all
have my money, 78 points. You already have my money.
all the doors
Send me the
that
bill.
they walked through were beautiful. The first scene when Cassian's walking through the hallway and there's like the triangle lights going through, like the set decoration was phenomenal.
I like the long runway that he was running in the beginning of the first episode.
Oh yeah, with the lights,
with all the
and
hanging lights above, like the street lights, and he's running there.
And the rain.
I thought that scene was awesome.
Like it was a beautifully shot. There was a lot of cool. Also, too, when Cassian's a kid in the flashback and he goes into the Imperial ship or whatever, and you see this weird interaction where he sees his reflection, and then you realize this kid's probably never seen his reflection in water.
Yeah.
He's probably only seen his reflection in water because he like looks at himself and he kind of looks at it weird and then touches his face because like this is the cleanest and clearest picture of himself he's probably ever seen.
Yeah.
And they didn't focus on it. They didn't like do this long thing about explaining it. They were just like, here's the thing. He's going to act weird.
By the way,
move on. And
where are the adults in that group?
I don't
They
know.
all look like kids.
He has a dad. Apparently he has a dad that was strong.
It looked like Neverland.
Kind of, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Peter Pan and his Bang of Myth, the Lost Boys.
Oh yeah. The bubble windows where they've got like
I was gonna say that
the blue light district or whatever.
I need a bubble window.
The blue milk.
I need that bubble window district. In that diorama. I'm telling you right now. I need a bubble window.
Yeah. No, the set deck was phenomenal.
That bar was pretty dope.
The bar was cool.
Yeah.
The cops, like the two cops that he ran into, that interaction was also really well done. Where like they were annoyed, like just the clapping back, where it wasn't. No one was doing like I'm a tough guy.
I was shocked that cop died. I was shocked. I was
like, how Disney, he died?
I'm like, Disney did this right off the bat.
He headbutts him. The guy falls and just smashes the back of his head.
Yeah.
And then they find out later, oh, he's dead. He's not breathing. And he's like, no, he's faking it. And he's just like, no. And then the cop flipping from him trying to shake Andor down to then being like, oh, this guy's dead. We can go in together. He slipped. We just had like a little disagreement. It was a mistake. We can go in together. It'll be okay. It'll be, because he realizes, motherfucker's gonna kill me. I need and he just starts panicking, and then Andor starts panicking, and then he just makes a decision and goes, "Yep."
Aw, come on. You gotta let the kids watch a little bit.
This is
that's how you grow hair on your chest.
But also too, the brutality in this show is not dissimilar from the Clone Wars' brutality. There were a lot of scenes in the Clone Wars where you're like, yo, this is a fucking kid show. And actually, that's where they say, damn, what the hell. And I think they definitely say damn and hell in the Clone Wars. He's 5, she's 9. He's 5, she's... Oh, the kids that...
the kids age, yeah.
9-year-olds can watch this.
Yeah,
they watch Clone Wars. Yeah, if they can handle Clone Wars without any like trauma that you need to go to therapy for, they can handle this show.
Yeah. With the money that he's making from
that's my professional opinion.
With the money that he's making from his dials, he can get.
You can afford a good therapist.
He can afford a professional therapist all the time.
Yeah. You can get one that dresses in a Jedi robe. It'll make the pill go down easier.
Ignore everything we just said.
No, take it as professional advice.
We are not professional, and you are not.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
At
Not
what?
as a therapist.
I don't know yet.
Not in counseling. Yes, exactly.
No, I'm absolutely not. So,
all right, what else do you want to talk about from this show?
I want to talk about me getting a beer.
Oh God, this guy's always drinking in the job, and we love it. I had to get popcorn chicken for a segment called Popcorn Chicken. I don't have any popcorn chicken. What's wrong with me? I had to get that going, right? I should get some popcorn chicken, I was saying. I never have popcorn chicken on a popcorn chicken segment.
We're going to do it eventually. I swear to God.
We got to do it eventually. Yeah.
We're just waiting for sponsors to roll in.
Yeah, KFC, where you at?
Yeah, where you at, churches? So, okay. Before we started this, Elvin, you said you didn't. I want to hear all of your hot takes.
Okay, so
you're bad.
Why I wasn't too excited? I'll be honest with you. After so I turned this on during lunchtime. I got some actual downtime for once.
Yeah.
So at lunchtime, I put the first episode, and I'm eating my lunch, and I'm watching the first episode. I'm like, not bad. Finished my lunch. Getting into episode 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
I went to sleep, and I woke up right at the last minute of episode 3.
Did you rewatch it?
Then I'm like, oh, well, I just saw the prequel to a prequel in the ending, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I got to go back and watch all this stuff. I'm like, what's going on here? I see him transitioning from the boy to him, back and forth, I got to say, like, I'm not, like, this is not my Star Wars. I'm into the things that you talked about earlier, the Sith and the Jedis and the whole thing. That's my Star Wars and always will be my Star Wars. But I also said to you that there has to be some stories about the human side of things, right? If you want to call it that. I'm not that hyped for this show.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just
You also didn't really like Rogue One.
Yeah, I didn't like Rogue One either. I thought it was a cash grab. And you guys were yelling at me. You guys are like, what are you talking about? It's not a cash grab.
No. Have you watched it recently?
Yes.
Okay.
I just watched it, I think, like, within this year I watched it.
Okay.
I think it's great in terms of the way the CGI is, the production. I thought it's great, but I don't care for it. Rogue One is not the best Star Wars. Get
straight
out
up
of here. Get out.
You are my people.
Get out. I don't want to talk about that nonsense.
It's again, apart from the importance of the original trilogy, Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie.
It's a complete cash grab for me.
It is the best. It is the best example of story and character development in one contained story.
Alvin is disappointed in the amount of.
That's right.
Oh, can we stop talking about the Thor King? I'm done with this.
There are no gratuitous booty shots. So, Cassian,
honestly,
you know what? No. There is. Cassian's clothes are too loose. They could be a size tighter. Show a bit of that.
You just stop. You're making me hate this even
Andor
more.
booty.
Oh man. But going back to what I was saying about this, it is well written. I'll give it that. I'm just because it's not my Star Wars doesn't mean it can't be a good show, right? I may not like everything about it, but I have to respect the way
they're trying to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
the production is great. The writing is great. Diego Luna, the actors in there are great. Mm-hmm. For me, just there's nothing about it that's really like drawing me to watch every single episode and be excited for it. But
so you go to Star Wars for a specific thing. It's not doing that specific
thing.
I
go for the light versus the dark. Like I want to see the light versus the dark. And not to say this is not going to have any of it.
No, but
this for the most part, of it.
This is for the most part a gray versus gray.
Yeah. It's the underbelly, dirty, slimy, political, takes on things. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely the side story versus the side story because it's not
I
the
respect
Empire.
it for what it is, and I think it does need to be there
But
to
I
give
think
it
also too, it will
to round
evolve
out
into that
things.
because it's starting small and now shit's blowing up. So then it's going to turn into, because now the Empire is going to get involved. Obviously, we know Jimmy Smits, my boy, Jimmy Smits is and Mon Mothma, they're going to get in there. So I think did you watch House of Cards?
House of Cards, yeah.
I think the next few episodes are going to be Star Wars House of Cards.
Yeah,
Because it's going to get a lot of like intrigue and espionage and like
dirty political stuff.
MI6.
Yeah,
So I think it's going to be like, here's a couple like, and I mean, the Star Wars movie or TV shows have done this where they're like, we're going to take references from old samurai movies. We're going to take references from old cowboy movies now and old like Godfather stuff. Now they're doing, all right, now we're going to do some Sopranos. Now we're going to do some House of Cards. And I think this era and this story arc, I think, fits all of those things very well. And again, to your point of you saying like the fact that we know the end gives them more freedom to not have to leave things open-ended and not have to pull in so many references and tie-ins to other things because, well, maybe Disney will give us $1 billion and fucking make a new movie.
Yeah,
but
because
it's like,
that's what a lot of the other new directors and writers want to do. They want to leave it open because they want to extend their career or their shows, right? Rather than having a great story done, they want to keep it as open as possible for possible futures, right?
yeah.
That's why I'm saying with this they know the end is there already. They are been grid light for 2 seasons, which is all they're going to do. Plus, they've been given the freedom to create more shows afterwards.
Yep.
They're going to do their business right here, knock it out of the park, and then say peace, right?
Well, and also too, I think it's because, and in Boba Fett and mostly Boba Fett, when it comes to having references from previous works of art in this genre, or when they have references to other Star Wars IP, when they get the original creators to fulfill the stories regarding, like when they get Dave Filoni or what the fuck's his name from Chef? I don't know why I always reference
I know
Chef.
you're talking about. Yeah, he has a show on Netflix. Chef.
The beard, it's curly hair.
You can
Come on, chat. What's his name? No, we have a live chat. What the fuck's his name? He did The Mandalorian. He did all the good ones. He was
Avengers.
in Chef. He was in.
He's happy. He's happy.
He's happy. What the fuck's his name? Come on, chat.
Somebody search it up. They're eating
Jesus
popcorn
Christ.
chicken. They don't even care.
I'm disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, chat. Anyway, when they get those guys in to tell the stories about Ahsoka or the Mandalorian, Katie Saka or whatever her name is, Bo-Katan, when they get those people in to further the story of the characters that they created and envisioned and help bring to life, those are the best episodes. And the first 3 episodes of this was the same thing. Same guy who fucking did Rogue One, and he's just like, I want to foster this story and these characters that I help breathe life into. Ask Toy Farce. Yeah, well, he's not fucking answering. So I'm asking everyone. You have Google. I mean, I have Google too, but I'm busy telling a point. When you get the original creators who fostered these amazing stories and characters, that's when you see the most passion and the most
Jon
love. Favreau. When you see those fuckers coming back in to do TV shit, that's when you see the best episodes. The only reason to watch Boba Fett is because you get Mandalorian season 2.5 or 3.5 or whatever the fuck. Because it was Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau coming in being like, we're going to tell some Ahsoka stuff and Boba Fett or Mando stuff. Okay, we're going to come in and make sure that these are good. because they give a shit and they care about this. And these first 3 episodes, you feel that through the entire thing, is that there's so much love and care to these characters, whether it's your type of Star Wars, and I 100% understand where you're coming from. You come to Star Wars to see space wizards and lightsabers and Jedi and good versus evil.
Yeah.
And while yes, this is an absolute different take on that whole thing, it is unabashedly doing what it wants to be. And I think it's done it phenomenally. It's not trying to pander to the younger audience or the older audience. It's not trying to pander to anyone or over explain things. It's just going like, here's this dude that you guys thought was fucking cool. Here's more stuff about him. Here's how he got to that point before he died and did the coolest thing ever. Also, Jedi Knight was cool, so we're gonna give him a bunch of references to this game from the 2000s.
No, it certainly has its place, and I do respect. Like I said, I'm a huge Diego Luna fan, so I wish him the best in the next 2 seasons, and I hope that him and the writer and the directors can do more. Not necessarily have him involved as an actor, but behind the scenes kind of thing where they could do. Yeah, we could, as a producer, they could do more stuff. My biggest thing is, when are we going to see some old shit? Like, we're going to see some Old Republic stuff.
That's the next wave. That's the next wave.
I better see some shit like that, like the Old Republic. When they were called Jedi instead of Jedi. I want to see that shit. The next
is the
Has they announced anything? They haven't announced anything yet.
Yeah, they've already started writing books. There's been
not books. I'm talking about Disney Plus. Like shows and movies. I want to see live. I haven't heard anything about way back in the day, like Darth Revan, stuff like that, coming to life.
They have brought back Revan canonically. Revan.
No, fuck that canonical shit, man.
No.
They got money. Important. I want to see this shit. Bring it. This is some awesome stuff that they keep skipping over.
No, I know that, but I'm saying that they have referenced Revan, which and they have brought him back into the Disney canon. I mean, so they have. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't remember if it was in a TV show. I know that they've obviously done it in books and comics and stuff.
Wasn't it Bad Batch? Did they mention that?
It might have been Bad Batch. Oh, okay. No. I think it was Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, okay.
Clone Wars, and I think maybe Bad Batch, but they have referenced Revan, and they definitely brought back a lot of old canon stuff. And that's important because obviously everything got wiped. So now anything now that happens is canon. So they have referenced those things. So Revan is canon now, which is good because now they will start the High Republic. That's
cool.
Like that's before Revan times.
I'm just like, there's so many books out there that dates back thousands and thousands of years of Star Wars, and I don't know why Disney's not like, hey, we've already got the material done, and the stories are great, but we're not going to make them live action. Like, why the fuck not? Like, I don't understand that. Like,
well, because they're currently in this era and still fleshing out all the money that they can get out of us poor sods about this storyline. They know that they have fucked up the movies because they're
trying to erase that out of our minds.
Trying to erase it and rewrite it.
I'm trying to get that out of my mind too.
Yeah, for somehow Palpatine is back, and
it's not that. It's just the whole, like the female character is perfect. There's nothing wrong with them, and everyone should feel sad for her. It's the same thing with Reva too. We always get these characters that they bring in, a female base, and there's nothing wrong with them at all. And they refuse to get help. You can't help them because you don't know anything about them and you're beneath them. And it's just, everyone has to feel sorry for that character. Wrong.
But again, Rogue One,
it drives me nuts.
Rogue One is a perfect example of how to do a well fleshed out, strong female character who is a phenomenal actor, phenomenal writing, phenomenal character development that isn't shoehorned in just because guys, don't you like it? It's not a white man.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, yeah, obviously.
There's a level of equality in that show.
Yeah, it's
Right?
definitely forced,
That's,
especially.
and that's what all shows should aim for.
Yeah,
Right?
and Rogue One did a phenomenal job of an example of just like, here's how to do this well, and not shoehorn it in just because.
I don't need diversity shoehorn in if it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Sprinkle it in if it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No one's gonna bat an eye. It's a thing that I was talking about with Brad about the Rings of Power thing, where they're trying to shoehorn in, from every walk of life in there, and I'm like, you don't need to do that. No one's gonna be upset because you didn't have a brown elf in there.
Mhm.
Like, I don't give a shit. There's not a single brown character in that show, and do I look like I give a shit? I don't care. I just want a good fantasy story. I don't care for any of that.
Right.
If you want to add that in and make sense, then great. If it doesn't make sense, no big deal.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be banging on studios' doors and emailing people saying, "Oh, I want my equality." Like, that's the thing. Like, this show, I think it has, you got the female character, which I don't like, but hey, she's not overstepping her boundaries either, right?
I think she makes sense and she fits well, and the actor's amazing, and story, like, so far everything that you don't like, apart from just like, this isn't why I watch Star Wars, which completely valid.
Yeah.
All of the characters and story bits that you're annoyed by are intentional.
Yeah.
And you're
But
like,
still annoying.
I'm mad.
Still
I'm mad
annoying.
at. Yeah,
still
I'm mad
annoying,
at
though.
her because she fucked this up, and it's just like, well, yeah, that's the point.
I don't-
I'm mad at this guy because he's an asshole.
I'm mad
So,
at her because
yeah.
she fucked it up, but the thing is, she's also not helpful.
Yeah. Well,
She's
no,
not
it's all
helpful. Like, help your boy out. Help your boy out.
She brought what's his name so that he can get money so that he can fuck off the planet, because now he's a wanted man, and now he can help his caregiver and give her money, and then he can go and find
I
his.
must have missed that part when I fell asleep.
Oh, yeah. Well, she brought in the contact. She brought in the Skarsgård.
Cool. Okay, then she's in Med Good Books then.
Okay, yeah, you missed a very important character.
Because I just saw Dragon Ball Z on her shirt. I was just like, oh man.
No, she's the reason why Andor joins the rebellion, essentially.
Cool. Okay, then she has a place in the story.
Yeah.
What about that ride they did on the speeder bike together?
Oh yeah, when they get to the thing.
That was a beautiful scene.
That was, and they were like, Diego Luna was just like, do you have any explosives
Hug me
left?
tightly.
And he's like,
Hug me tighter.
Yeah, I have some explosives left. Okay. Then they send the speeder out. Then they start shooting at it, and then they shoot it, and it flips. And the special effects on that bit was awesome. Then they're all like, "Oh, we got him!" And they like, the two cops like smile at each other and like, "We did it! Yeah, good job, Jim." And then Diego Luna and fucking Skarsgård like fuck off on a swoop bike, and then they blow the thing and it explodes, and then the cop on the top is like, "Shit!" And I was like, "Oh, they said shit in Star Wars." And then they ride off into the sunset.
I wonder if it has the legs for 2 seasons.
I think that there is. I think so. Absolutely, because again.
But how do you say that? We don't even know what the stories are going to be.
It's the birth of the rebellion. We get to see the gross upbringing.
Do you see the group coming together? Because they said the last episode will be the beginning of Rogue One.
Yeah.
Is the band getting together prior to this? Before it ends?
Well, you got Jimmy Smits and Mon Mothma, so we're gonna get at least 3 episodes of House of Cards shit. Mm-hmm. I'm very curious on the climax of this, because the first season isn't going to end right before Rogue One, correct?
No.
So the second season's doing that.
Yeah.
So I wonder, because they must have had So this is where it has a potential to fall off, is because obviously they started shooting this and they had the story all mapped out for one season.
Yeah.
Then they started showing shit and it started gaining momentum.
And then the higher ups said, wait a minute.
We
Let's
should do 2
cash it
seasons.
in. Let's cash it
So
in this.
are they going to stretch out one of the story arcs? Is there
I have
I think-
faith in him, him and the team, the director and the writer.
yeah.
I have faith in that. I think they will. Season 2 won't be as good as season 1. That's my prediction on it. But I think it'll be enough to say, okay, yeah, it has to end now. We get it because you've done everything you can. I think season 2 has to be about him connecting with these people that he met in the band, right? For Rogue One.
Well, also too, the guy who was Cassian Andor's supervisor in the rebellion, the guy who kept telling him like you need to go and assassinate what's her name's dad, he's probably going to show up too. So we're probably going to see a bit of his like rebellion incursion as well. So like his like MI6 whatever like undercover shit with the rebellion. But so my fear and what I think might happen is they have essentially 4 stories for this season. What I hope doesn't happen, but what kind of makes sense to me is that they started filming a bunch of it. It started gaining traction. Then they're like, oh shit, we'll do season 2. So then they took the last 3 episodes that they already had for this season. And then they're like, okay, we'll put that at the end of season 2. So now we don't have enough time to film more shit. We need to pad out one of these stories. So we need to make these 3 episodes into 6 episodes. So I think there might be a bit of a chunky middle of this season. And then I mean, I hope not, but that kind of makes sense to me because I don't know how far they were into filming that they got greenlit for season 2. And this is all just speculation because I don't know.
Hopefully not near the end because they would have had a pretty good ending then, set up for it.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But I think there's lots and lots of content.
These first 3 episodes does give us some confidence, I think, that they're going to do a good job in finishing
also too, this took again, they did have a lot of flashbacks, which does pad out, a 3 episode thing. Like without the flashbacks, this could have been one like an hour episode.
Yeah.
Like maybe an hour 15.
Are they going to release 3 at a time, or are they releasing 1 at a time now?
That's what I'm. That's back to my rant in the beginning of this. They don't know how to do episode per episode.
They don't.
If they're going to do, these are 3 episodes that are all one story, they should put out 3 episodes per thing. Because as much as I enjoy this and as much as this gave me hope and confidence for the rest of this series, had they just put out episode 1, I would have been like, okay. Like, again, it felt good. The direction was good. Characters, writing, everything was good. But it wasn't like, whoa, fuck, I can't wait till next episode. It would have been like, yeah, cool. I'll see you next episode.
No, so they are going to release it 1 week at a time. So September 28th will be episode 4.
Hopefully.
October 5th will be episode 5. So it's 1 week at a time, which kind of sucks.
Well, hopefully they plan for this. The thing is, though, is that they've done this before. So it wasn't like putting out the 3 episodes was random because they did this with Boba Fett too. But also they keep doing this because they have to delay things. Yeah. So this is almost like a, please don't be mad at us. Here's a bunch. So it's, but again, since they've done this before with Boba Fett, hopefully, the worst thing is that they have a track record with having problems with fucking pacing. And I won't be surprised if the next episode is a bit drab. Still good,
Yeah.
still impressive all the way through, but like not mind-blowingly like
I
and
think
because
people. I think
it's a
people
start of
are
a new
like,
story.
yeah, but I think people are going to be upset that, hey, you started a new story, but you didn't give us more than one episode.
Yeah.
The decision to do 3 is really weird off the gate. It's an Amazon move because Amazon's been doing this for a long time, right?
Yeah, but again, their decision to do this was because it is one snippet of a story, and they announced that 3 episodes is going to be one story arc. So they're going to so maybe they'll. I think a better move
So why not do that for all of them, right?
Because they need to pad out because Bad Batch doesn't come out for a bit.
Well, we're like, we hated that we spoiled it
Omar,
for you, but
go watch it. It's fucking rad. You will enjoy it. Watch all 3
it's
episodes.
got Dragon Ball uniforms in there. He loves that stuff.
Yeah, they've got fucking anime shit in there and everything. And they say shit. First time at Star Wars. Confirmed. See, look. Dragon Ball.
What would you... Okay, let's score this out of 10 for each episode. First episode, what would you give it?
I don't know that it's really difficult to score each one because they are very dependent on each other. Because okay, first episode, where does the first episode end?
When he shoots the guy in the head?
Yeah. So it was a pretty heavy start. I'm going to say probably an 8.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 7.
Because it set the tone. I'm trying to think if this was the first episode that aired and they didn't put the rest of the 2. There was a lot that happened, and it did have a pretty heavy start. And the first episode absolutely gave me confidence that they weren't going to Disneyfy things or have a problem with it. And it set the tone of just like, we're respecting this character and continuing with what you expect and what you want from this character. So yeah, I think an 8.
So 2 8s now?
No. For the first episode, an 8.
Okay.
Second episode was the introduction of his surrogate mother, his coworker, that dynamic. Then then you get a lot of the police, and I think that was you get a bit in the first. Actually, no, I think it was mostly the cops in the second episode. So it's a good introduction, good character development of that. You understand their motives and their purpose and everything like that. So I think that was done well. I think the second episode is a build-up episode that I think is going to be probably a 7.5.
Okay.
It's an important episode, but it's not as impactful. And I think it's a good, as far as like a storytelling thing, you have the peak of the first one to get you interested. Then you have this one that is character development, kind of setting things up. And then you do have a crescendo. And the third episode, I'm going to say is probably a 9.
Ooh, a 9. Okay.
Because there was a payoff. The story continued. You got the backstory that was beneficial to the main story. They had tied off things that they started explaining in the first episode, the first 2 episodes. They concluded things and set up for the rest of the season. So you had these first 3 episodes, you had absolutely a beginning to get you kind of hooked and to set the tone and the mood of this entire series. middle part, which was a bit slower, but still very important because you're doing the side characters, and it wasn't overbearing of why these guys are bad. It was just like, there's these guys, and you're like, okay, they're cool. Then the third one, you got the end scene, you got the fight, you got the climax of everything, and everything tied up, and wasn't on a cliffhanger, but it's just like, and here's where we start, and you're like, okay, this is cool. I'm enjoying. I'm in for the ride.
Okay. Well, I gave 7 for the first episode. I give 7 for the second episode. Third episode, I give it an 8. I think, and I'm looking at it from all angles and putting my bias aside of what I think of Star Wars.
Might be a 7.5 or an 8 if you didn't fall asleep.
The second one could have been a 7.5.
Yep.
You know, but falling asleep is the reason why it's down as well, right? Didn't keep me entertained.
Episode 2, it's not episode 2's fault that you're old.
No, I'm not old.
Neither am I, but I still also just fall asleep at random points.
But yeah, 7, 7, and 8 for me, which is great scores, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you seen my She-Hulk scores?
No.
Like, you don't want to see those. Ugh.
I don't give a shit about that show at all.
Yeah, you don't want to see those ones. Those are compared to that. This thing is a masterpiece.
So far, this is apart from Mandalorian season 2. Okay, so in the context of Star Wars TV shows, this blows Obi-Wan and Boba Fett out of the fucking water. Sorry, out of the fucking water.
You're supposed to press it while you say it.
Whoops.
Give a shit. This is Popcorn Chicken. You do whatever you want.
And Mandalorian.
Yeah. 0.10, more like it.
Yeah, where's the decimal points?
Yeah, the decimal points in the front.
I haven't watched it. And given our normal dynamic, I'll probably just fucking love She-Hulk because I generally enjoy things that Elvin doesn't.
Yeah. He likes crap. Crap is good.
Sure, we'll go with that. I'm excited to buy a replica of the Briar pistol.
Yo.
I need that in my life. I'm going to go on Etsy right now and find some motherfucker who's got a 3D printer and buy his STL files. And I'm going to make a Briar pistol. Elvin wants Obi-Wan and She-Hulk to happen.
This guy. Wait till Saturday, bro. Wait till Saturday.
Well, at least
these guys have 78 and Omar. These guys have their own podcast live on Saturday nights. I'm gonna be on there. I'm gonna be on there. Don't worry.
You gonna talk shit about She-Hulk?
No, I'm gonna talk shit about them.
Oh, okay.
Well, specifically 78 points. I'm gonna give them 78 points too.
Wow, wow. You guys get drunk?
Yeah, they get drunk. Yeah, they get drunk over there. They get hella drunk.
I like doing that. Hold on.
Some California talk there. They get hella drunk. See, look what you did now. Now he's gone off to get a case of beer.
Wait, 78. Wait, Elvin, are you a Vancouver guy?
These guys, these guys are I think Omar is from Cali. I can't be sure. He was wearing a Yankees hat, so who knows?
Wait, Omar, where you at?
They can let us know. They can let us know where they're from, the Bay Area or wherever.
Yeah, where are you from?
Name 11 Andor characters now.
Indonesia.
See, I knew this.
Omar's in LA.
I can tell with the accent too. I knew this dude was in LA. But why are you wearing a Yankees hat? Gee, some parts of LA you're gonna get shot, bro. You gotta wear a Dodgers hat or.
What, you're gonna fucking rep the Lakers? I don't know.
No, Dodgers, not Lakers. You don't even know sports. Stop talking.
Don't fucking care at all. You're not in. So wait, you live in Indonesia, but you're not Indonesian. Oh, okay.
Yeah. He's assimilated there.
So you're an impat.
Indonesia's dope. I was close
impat?
by.
Is that what it's called? Is that the terminology?
What?
Impat.
I don't know.
Is that what it's called?
I the closest I got to Indonesia was Bali. That was the closest I got to it.
It was close enough ish.
It's just a stone throws away from the main island.
Yeah, it's close enough. Expat, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Not impat. Yeah. Bali's in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Stone's throw.
8:30 on Saturday nights they do this show, so maybe go and hop on, say hi to them, and grab a cold one and open.
I
it
will.
Up. Yeah, they talk all kinds of stuff.
Elvin is the Bollywood superstar.
Oh man, oh god.
So
I enjoyed doing this stuff at late night. We should get more people on from the other side of the pond, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I said we should do it live, because I was like,
yeah, if you guys in the chat, we appreciate you guys. If you want us to do it live, we'll continue doing this Popcorn Chicken live. Tell us what other shows we should shit on or like. I don't mind shitting on shows or liking shows.
I enjoy watching things that I like and ignoring things that I don't, because I respect my mental health. That's why you only see me on shows that are generally Star Wars related.
Stream from a resort in Bali. They got some sick resorts in Bali. I was at a couple of them, man. They got some badass resorts in Bali.
I bet. So, what do we think the next episode's going to be about?
It's going to be that political bullshit. That's what's going to happen. I think you're going to be right.
It's going to be House of Cards, and
House of Cards.
So it's going to be House of Cards, but without a pedophile. It's going to be great.
Somebody's going to get killed, behind the scenes. That's what's going to happen.
It's going to be Mon Mothma.
Someone's going to get murdered.
Badass. Actually, no. It's going to be the introduction of the Empire, because I think the next episode is going to be fucking what's the guy's name?
Shout out to this Cyberpunk Ender Runners is a hype. I saw this on my Netflix suggestion. Is it Netflix? Yeah, I think it's Netflix. I might have to go check that out. I'll have to go check that out. You know what?
Feed Kevin Spacey to the Rancor. Amen.
Does YouTube ban us if we smoke cigars while we talk?
No.
I want to smoke cigars. Like I got Cubans sitting up in the box like for a while, man. Yeah, you can't smoke indoors, man. I don't got good vents over here. It's gonna stay around.
We're gonna do an outdoor podcast. We've got mobile
podcast by a fire pit or something like that.
Hell yeah, we can do mobile stuff.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of mobile stuff.
Okay, we'll do some mobile shit. Fuck shit up. Yeah, why not, right?
We got whiskey and cigars. Elvin doesn't drink, but
I don't drink, but
whiskey.
I'll smoke cigars, man. I'll smoke cigars any day of the
week.
Hell
yeah. Actually, this cigar I bought in LA, actually.
Was it?
That
must be some shitty cigar then.
Oh no, it's garbage. It's
I like the rolled up shit. I got a buddy of mine that hits up Cuba once in a while.
It's the most expensive one at the corner store I could buy, and it's vanilla flavored.
Yeah, vanilla.
It's shit.
Yeah,
but it was tradition.
Yeah. Long story, 78. One day we were chilling, I'll tell you, but it's all good. But no, I got a boy that goes to Cuba, but he hasn't gone in a couple of years because of the pandemic. But yeah, he go to Cuba and he gets me that rolled up cigars, like the hand rolled up, like it's thick, like fuck. He brings that shit. That shit is expensive though. Like
actually, it's less expensive now because now they're not illegal.
No, I mean like to buy there, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah, but I mean like to import, it's not like prohibitively expensive now because the embargo has been lifted. So now you can actually import Cuban cigars because they forgot that the U.S. started everything and it's fine now. And the president who implemented that died or some shit. I don't fucking care.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah, we should do an outdoor.
It's fine now.
Shit's going to get cold up in here in Vancouver real soon, right? But we'll figure something out. We'll do an outdoor something like that.
Yep.
We'll open the windows in the other side of the office. Something.
We'll get the fans going.
Yeah. We'll do something like that. Because I always
Yeah.
wanted to smoke some cigars and talk shit. Pick some topics, whatever, right?
Yeah, it's always fun.
I hope everybody enjoyed our show today. It wasn't as in depth as we would like. Actually, it was. Fuck, it was
Very
in depth. Yeah,
I
fuck
talked
that
about
shit.
the
What am I
ships
talking
and the
about?
pistols that they were.
Yeah,
that they
you
had
talked
in
about
the show.
pistols. You talked about
All the
brick
Star
walls and
Wars
shit.
references.
Yeah.
You were in Vancouver in 1986. I wasn't on Earth.
You're a sperm still, bitch.
No, I wasn't even. I wasn't.
You're
even
an afterthought.
I wasn't even spunk at that point.
Shit. I hope
Yeah.
whoever listens to us does not listen to it with their kids, because I said it before at the beginning of the show. This is not like the A&R Weekly. This is a whole different ballgame with Popcorn Chicken.
Yeah.
It's just the way Justin and I like it here on this segment.
Fuck yeah.
So if you got offended, I don't know what to tell you. We weren't trying to offend you. We're just trying to be entertaining. And based on the chats, everyone was having a good time. I hope they had a nice drink.
We were
or a
trying
nice
to
smoke.
entertain you.
God. Somebody take the buttons away from this guy.
No, never, ever.
All right, shall we call it a night?
I guess.
We'll do this
All
next
right,
week
turn it
again,
off.
Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, we'll fire it up. I mean, do we want to schedule this shit? Like, I hate.
We'll put it. We'll do it again.
We'll
Let's
try to
do
schedule it, but look, Friday night. Wednesday nights around 9:30 ish. We're gonna be on here talking some shit
Wednesday.
about it. Wednesday.
Wet Wednesday, because you're gonna wet your whistle
Okay, sure.
with some.
Yeah.
So
Tell
Old
us-
Milwaukee.
Tell us what you drink, because you drink some crazy ass beers. You love your
So-
beers. I know that.
Yeah, I have.
What
had
is your
many-
this week's recommendation?
This week is Old Milwaukee. They used to have pinup, like old 50s style pinup girls on their branding. So you used to
Sick.
call them lady beers,
But then they got
but now they
canceled?
don't. So now it's just
now they
no,
got
they don't.
canceled.
No, they just stopped. There's still a pinup girl in very small right there.
Oh, come on.
But yeah,
Tell them
you
to
used
grow
to call
some
them lady
balls.
beers. And no, grow
Old
some tits.
Milwaukee. Is it from Milwaukee?
No, it's probably brewed by fucking Labatt.
Is it?
I mean, there's French on it, so let's see.
There's French on it. We need toy farts in here.
Stroke, Canada, Guelph, Ontario. I don't know.
Oh, there you
Probably-
go. Omar asked Toy Farts if he's drinking old Milwaukee and shit like that. He'll tell us.
Old,
We'll,
yeah,
we'll
Old
find out on
Mill's good.
Saturday. We'll find out on
It's-
Saturday.
It's like PBR, but I don't know, from a different warehouse. Like it's just
Cool.
unoffensive corn water. It's fine. So I'm drinking Old Mill today, and it's fine. I don't have good beer sponsorships. I just have the ones that give me free beer.
Cool.
None of them are good, but they give me free beer and I drink it and then I talk about them. So I'm not complaining. But
All
Old
right.
Mill is not a sponsor.
They
Not yet.
should sponsor us, right? Some cigar company should sponsor us.
So we should, yeah. If you have a cigar company and you want
Yeah.
us losers
If
to
you're
talk about
watching
your
us
shit,
and you know somebody who owns a cigar company or has access to cigars, send us some and we'll say hi and we'll smoke them on the air. I have a feeling YouTube will demonetize if we do get monetized.
nope.
Whatever,
You can
fuck
smoke
it.
cigars. It's fine.
Whatever,
It'll
fuck
just,
it.
it'll just get.
We're gonna get
age-gated.
pennies on the dollar anyway, so whatever.
Yep. Anyway, this is a good first 3 episodes. I'm excited for
Yeah.
the next one. I think it's going to be a low point, so I'm expecting the worst.
Well, we'll figure out something else to talk about if it sucks.
Yeah,
We'll rant off some other shit in Star Wars. We'll
Yeah.
find things to talk about. But A&R Weekly every Monday at 8:30 p.m. It is me and D killing it over there. So come join us over there. And then Wednesdays we got my boy Justin here And we got some shorts, right? You got some short videos that are going to be dropping on YouTube.
We got a Star Wars one coming out pretty soon too.
Yeah.
I need to finish out
With
The
these
Dark
guys
Trooper.
right here. Yeah, with these guys right here. A bunch of these
Yeah.
guys. I
We
think
did
I bought like 8 of these guys.
Yeah, we did
So,
a little army build
yeah,
setup.
look out for that.
and-
Look out for that. And share the love. Tell people at your work and your friends to come hang out with us and
We
listen
give
to our
away
podcast.
prizes every month.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
Y'all know.
I might send something to the Lost Cause boys here. If they want to do a giveaway or something. Omar, holler at me if you guys want to do a little giveaway or something on your show. It's good to spread the love and grow the community together. That's what it's all about, right? So, yeah. Do you want to
Yeah,
end
I'm
it
down
up?
to I'm down to come drink beer and spout bullshit for
Yeah.
hours on end.
Maybe
That
when we
is-
hit San Diego Comic-Con.
Arguably, what I do for a living is just make lots of loud noise. And
Oh, speaking
drink beer.
of sharing, they should go check out our gaming channel. We dropped another video.
We did a bunch of PAX stuff. We went to
Let's
PAX.
give Toy Force away. Take him, Elvin. Hey, don't be offering that dude because I will take him away from you guys. He's a good dude. He's a good dude. But what does it say? Yeah, AGR, man. We dropped another cool video. One is dropping tomorrow around noon.
I'm in it.
Yeah, you're in it. We went all
I'm-
together.
And I'm also drunk.
You're not drunk. We also talked to some awesome video game people there. Man, they made some crazy games.
There's some great games.
Yeah.
Some really cool games. We talked about stuff.
And we'll take Justin. You can have him. Take
rate's-
him away.
My rate's $40 an hour.
Oh, there you go. Canadian or American? They're American.
American.
Okay. Good luck with
USD.
that. USD. Canadian rubles, man.
Canadian
All right.
rubles.
Well, wherever you are around the world or the galaxy, you all have a good morning, a good day, and a good night. We will catch you guys later. Bye.
Fuck.
Me.